Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another video, Green Square Talks Battlebots video. This one's going to be a bit different, because this isn't like the normal, usual podcast. Basically, I'm doing a part showcase video for this one, and featuring a couple special guests here. You know him pretty well if you've been watching this channel quite a bit. Pory Nog is here, got a few
Yeah.
things he might show off. I don't know whether he will or not. Totally cool whether he does or doesn't. And then special guest here. We got the king of Battlebots Part Collecting. We got Lars here on the call. So, yeah, how's it going, both of you?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm honored to be on.
I'm good. I'm good. You know how it is.
Heck yeah. So, like I said earlier, this is gonna be a part showcase video where basically Lars will show off his as much of his collection as he would like to. Pory will do the same thing, and I'll do the same thing, including showing off a couple big reveals that I've got acquired recently. So, one of them, which nobody other than Lars and myself knows about, and the builder who sold it to me. So, yeah, Pory.
Wow, Green. Wow. After all I tell you everything.
You don't tell me everything. There's a few things you
Yes,
haven't
I
told
do.
me.
I tell you everything, Green.
No, you didn't tell. You didn't tell me. Actually, I'm not going to reveal this one that you didn't tell me because I don't think it's necessary. So,
Yeah, because I did tell you.
yeah. No, you did not with that one, but
Okay. Sure, Jan.
I'll tell
Can I
you what
wait
it
the
is in
soundboard?
DMs. So,
Yeah.
anyway, but before we get started with this, basically, if you see this video and decide you want to start a parts collection of your own, and you're going to comment in this video, how do I start one, basically. Typically, the best way is basically, typically teams post on social media whenever they have parts up for sale, because typical place is probably eBay. Lots of teams typically post parts for auction up there. Some teams like Malice, I believe eventually Huge at this point, quite a few other teams will post parts on their website for sale, and or you could be like Lars, where he talks with the teams and the teams offer to sell him stuff. So,
Always
yeah,
fun.
yeah. So, I'll post a link to whatever I can find at least in the description in case if some of you are interested in checking out some stuff for yourself. It's always a fun way to support the team, but similar to gambling, don't spend more money than you're afraid to lose. That was a big piece of advice when I took sports marketing in college. So, yeah. Anyway,
I guess I have something to learn.
yeah. It's worked out pretty well for the most part for me, but we'll see. But yeah, so point is basically I'll just leave the floor to Lars to show off whatever Lars wants to show off for this thing.
Oh boy, the pressure is on now, eh?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so I'm just gonna probably go over everything as fast as I can because I don't want to take up like 7.5 hours of podcast. Just a general idea how much stuff I have in here. So to start off, we got a piece of blacksmith armor from 2018.
Which fight is that from, out of curiosity, or do you know?
Al told me it was from the Bite Force fight, but he wasn't 100% sure.
Ooh, heck yeah.
Yeah, nice. And here we have a sprocket from Ghost Raptor from like one of the 5 seasons, trying to hold up Blacksmith. There is a Gigabyte wheel, and part of the Gigabyte fork setup they used against Tantrum. Honestly, one of their best fights ever.
Oh yeah.
These are some internal parts from Razorback from their fight against Icewave. So there's like lots of damage on them.
Fight day one.
Also, doesn't like to stand
Fight
up.
that Icewave should have been kind out first. And...
True.
Then here, I love this thing. I cannot take it out because, you know, everything will fall. But this is the entire thread assembly from Emulsifier from their fight against Fusion.
Ooh,
Oh, hell yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Awesome.
Then Here is an internal part from Copperhead, which I have no fucking clue what it is actually. Here we got one of these really cute pieces that hold the wedges together from Hazard. The bent fork from Glitch against Hydra. Something Pory probably really likes is part of Gamma Raptor.
Oh, you got a camera for let's go.
Hell yeah. And in the corner here, like one of the shell top covers from Gigabyte as well. Big Deal tire in the back because Big Deal. And a nice fork from Hypershock. Let's see if I can get down here. Really dark in here, but there's like the rear cover from Ghost Raptors last season in the Cobalt fight. That is one of the top prints from Tentamushi from season 1.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's amazing. This is the lifter arm from Wedge of Doom or Evil Fish Tank, whichever season it was. And one of the wedgelets from Pardon My French.
Ooh, pardon my French. I was
Two
hoping
forks
we'd see a
malice.
second season of Pardon My French, to be
Oh
honest.
yeah, same. At least Philip joined Team Doomba, I think it was, for this season.
I don't remember,
I
but
think
that sounds
so.
reasonable.
Here's random decorated fin from Extinguisher. One of the 2 ears from Matt Cadder that they lost in their fight against Riptide. And the front wedge from Ominous, because you know, as a Dutch guy, I need to get Dutch parts. There's not many.
Ominous is a pretty dope Dutch robot.
Yeah, I like Ominous. Cool.
Then in the back we have one of Hypershock's discs from last season. Some more Copperhead stuff. One of the little wedgelets from Whiplash used in this season's fight against Hypershock. Piece of Kraken thread. The chain cover from Rotator this year. And because 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 wasn't enough, here is 8 of the forks from Banshee.
Did you just buy like
Incredible.
8 Banshee forks from the emulsifier fight when Banshee had parts up on their site?
Actually, these were offered to me like a week before he was gonna post them online, and he was like, "Do you just want an entire wedge assembly or one of them?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll take 8." It's fun. Trying to get out of here. Here's an extinguisher.
Yeah,
Always
underrated
fun.
robot.
And the wheel doesn't fit anymore. This thing is a Frankenstein project. Don't look at it.
I was gonna say,
Actually,
aren't those
here's
the season 2 wheels of it?
Yeah, it has wheels from like every damn season it's been in.
Amazing.
Nothing works on this. Valkyrie's a lot better.
Heck
Alright,
yeah.
then the bigger stuff. Here we got the entire front wedge of the Witch Doctor from season 2 against Red Devil.
Was it used
With a few
against
pieces of
Rotator
Ghost
as
Raptor
well?
behind it. Might be? I am not sure anymore.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've had this for way too long. Then there's a paint train wheel. Bottom plate of Smee. And of course the blip flipper from the Valkyrie and Lockjaw fights, because anything that involves Valkyrie has to be here.
Shame that Pory didn't bring the Valkyrie spinner, or at least have the Valkyrie spinner with, because otherwise we'd have both weapons from Valkyrie and Blip, at least in this area.
Exactly.
Shame on you, Pory.
My fault.
Yeah, shame. And there's a self-rider cover from Orbi, staying on top of my tombstone wheel from the Mad Gather match. And because Smee is way too big for my home, here is a Smee with, a lot less E. because beetle weights are more affordable. There's a wheel from Pardon My French, the wheel from Riptide, wheel from Warhawk, a wheel that's not even visible from Jaeger, wheel from Smee, way too many wheels, and just overall some Orby stuff, and more Gigabyte. This thing is amazing though.
Oh,
One of the
yes.
few existing top plates from Copperhead.
Kind of amazing how well Copperhead sustains lots of those frame and armor pieces, at least, because they don't go
Yeah,
through a lot of it. So awesome that you have it.
it's incredible. They have like 4 top plates and 2 robots, and that's it.
Yeah.
This thing is pretty sick as well. This is currently the longest fork in the competition.
Oh
From
yes, one of the
Endgame
forks.
against Sawblaze. Worst
Were
main
they
event.
were the Endgame's forks in the Sawblades fight longer than what they used in the Hydra fight?
Yeah. They are 88 centimeters, and against Hydra they were like 1 inch shorter.
Gotcha.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not?
Of course, complete with a self-rider and one of the fins, because Endgame is cool.
They are pretty cool.
And here's an entire burnt out motor from Reality. And some Petunia stuff, because Dutch.
Who shouldn't have been rejected from Battlebots, whichever season
Boo.
that was.
And then, of course, there's more Reality stuff. Wheel top plate with the cut from Sawblaze. Reality is a cool robot.
Oh yeah.
Another burnt motor that's not visible at this time of day. And a fork from Uppercut. But now we got a pizza, so that's cooler.
It is pretty cool.
Pizza.
I got Ripperoni making the top 8 in this bracket.
Same. It needs to.
Yeah, I have them losing to Hydra in the top 8.
Ooh, nice. Let's see. Just a black piece of metal, which is the triangle attachment Cobalt used to lose against Fusion. Talking about Fusion, the entire horizontal.
Oh yeah.
This thing is way too heavy. Way too heavy. Don't buy weapons. Here's one of the shoulder pads from Tantrum. Shoulder pad from Orby. And one of the pieces of the weapon they lost against Lucky. There's some pretty cool stuff. This is one of the weapon teeth from Gemini that they lost from being punted by Uppercut. And some side armor from Stinger.
Yeah, Stinger come back.
Yes, please. Matt Maxim, you need to come back.
He did mention when he and John Mladnick came to one of my podcasts that like he'd be interested in bringing like a new version of Sewer Snake back.
Ooh. I would like to see that. He is such a cool guy.
I don't know if it'll actually happen or anything like that.
I don't think he necessarily said he'd bring it back. He just said that Sewer Snake would go well with the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Fair enough.
Yeah, it wasn't like a guarantee that he was gonna bring it back, but like I asked him the question of whether if he brought one robot back between Stinger and Cobalt, which would he prefer, and he added Sewer Snake to that list because he would rather bring that because he'd want to bring that one. So it's awesome stuff.
All right, let's see. Here we got an Orby wheel. Here's Pory's part.
Oh hell yeah! Future
Big
champ.
spinner.
Maybe in a couple seasons, Pory.
Hey, they made the bracket for some reason. They're still in it.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a very important part to Pory because this is the weapon that lost to Valkyrie, which is the real champion.
I want a rematch.
I have Ribot beating Quantum, but then losing to Ripperoni in the next round.
Same.
You're about to win everyone.
It's beating Quantum for sure.
I wouldn't say exactly for sure, but yeah, I think they do have a good shot at it.
Or Ominous, or Orby. I have way too many things from Ominous, Orby, and Ghost Raptor. These people send me too many things. It needs to stop.
There's no such thing as too many things. Sorry, man.
There's something from Beta that John just sent me because why not? One of the hard stops from Tantrum, and a lot of Gigabyte and Ghost Raptor stuff. Some teeth, more teeth. Good stuff. Half of Chronos.
Yeah.
Because Chronos needs to come back as well.
Yes.
I love Chronos.
I was really hoping Athena would have been accepted to Battlebots this season, just because one of their configurations is a ring spinner. So, yeah.
We need more ring spinners for sure.
Oh yeah.
And here we have one of the bottom plates from Rotator against Sawblaze. And honestly, one of the coolest parts I own.
Codebreaker.
The entire side of Codebreaker.
Codebreaker, yes. Oh,
that's
awesome.
It's like a meter long. It's ridiculous.
Not that Codebreaker was that long of a robot, but that's...
Oh yeah, Codebreaker is freaking massive.
I always underestimate the size of these robots. Like, it's like getting my first ever Battlebot part just taught me like how massive some of these things are.
And I mean, and then like robots back in the Comedy Central era were even large. Like Gamma Raptor is like large. I would say Gamma Raptor might actually be larger than like Copperhead or Tantrum or close to it. But Codebreaker's a super heavyweight. No super heavyweights are fucking enormous. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's when I received this, I was like, wait, how? It's definitely an amazing part, though.
Yeah, that's
I can't
awesome.
believe it still existed. See, here we have some.
I just want double agent.
Titanium plates from Extinguisher from the Valkyrie fight. Unused stuff from Dragon Slayer because Dragon Slayer is cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I like him. He's funny, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan's awesome.
Full wedge from something that isn't BattleBots. Chilling on top of reality. Here's a small piece of double agent.
Is that a double agent?
I love double agent.
And based on Pory's comment that he wants double agent back, because I would love that. I would love that robot too.
I just wanna own double agent, really.
It still exists.
I know.
Just saying.
I'll just send him my address and we'll hash it out.
And technically the first actual robot I owned. The frame of the Bash.
Ooh.
Which technically isn't BattleBots either. Neither is a Tough as Nails wheel.
Oh, I love Tough as Nails. I really do. I still want to see the Robot Wars part, so I'm very okay with this.
Let's see, down here, the big piece of Hazard, just one of the armor attachments. A tiny ass wheel of Gruff. And something that always surprised me is how massive Scorpios' front wedges are.
Wow.
It doesn't fit anywhere. Surrounded by a wheel guard from Gemini, also from the same uppercut fight. And of course we have a nice piece of Witch Doctor. From the one time they did lose to Sawblaze. Impossible to see Ribbot Wheel, because, you know, we don't want to see Ribbot stuff with Pory here.
Yeah, because otherwise Pory will fly out to the Netherlands just to rob you of your Ribbot stash.
Yeah.
He can try.
Lars has
Oh,
No, he has an
Lars
army of robots, so I wouldn't want to fuck with him.
I'll just have to
that, and then
punch him
there's
with
probably
the
the
Ribot
robotic
Fork.
that, and then there's also the robotic dog nearby guarding it all. So
The Ribot Fork is definitely my coolest piece from them, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
Then
rad.
there's more extinguisher. Really cool top plate from side armor plate from Razorback. And then one of the most important forks at the moment. Manta.
ooh, oh yeah, you mentioned you got that recently and posted it in the
Yeah,
Facebook
that's
group
cool.
too.
When you have the
He's-
fork that from Terratops that breached the arena.
I'm trying.
He said he gifted it to the Manta builder.
Yep.
Yeah. I can try to get it from Nick. More Ghost Raptor. One of the big ass forks from Cobalt. And a nice piece of Mad Catter. Because we all love Martin Mason here.
Oh
We
yeah.
do.
Pun intended with that.
Here is one of the forks from Ragnarok against Monsoon. More Gamma Raptor. The top plate from Hypershock that still has scratches of its own rake from Huge. With a sticker of Craig Denby on it.
Imagine
That makes
if
it
Will
perfect.
Bales started posting, like, put up on his site a bunch of the same brand of rakes that he would use in either the Warrior Clan or the Huge fight.
Home Depot should have sponsored them. It was a free opportunity.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, that company should sponsor. Will
I
should
think they
become a sponsor
tried
for
to,
Hypershock. Oh,
but
that'd be a
but
I
Home
need
Depot
a
was like,
rake.
no.
it'd be a shame if they passed up on that. To be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Here we got the nice wheel of Triple Crown.
Oh wow.
Ooh. But in my opinion, I think the funniest sponsor that I've seen is that window company that sponsored Two Berg, Two Furious and Bugglebot Season 2.
I like that. Well, there's like a scrapbook company that sponsors Triton this season. I think that's kind of funny.
That's pretty dope, too.
Honestly, one of the funniest sponsors out there is the fact that I was one for Valkyrie in season 6 and I don't even own a company.
One day my YouTube channel will sponsor a robot. So,
Yeah.
robot teams, start being nice to me. I'm kidding. But I do want to eventually sponsor a robot one day. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Just do it. Be me.
Well,
Just do it.
I need the money. One day my channel will gain enough momentum that I can throw away money I make on a robot. That's a dream.
It's fun.
It is.
Let's see, because I'm kind of running low on time. So, good piece of Black Dragon here. Top plate from Duck.
Ooh.
Because Duck is cute.
Yes, it is. Thankfully, Civ is not here. Otherwise, he would diss Doc on this podcast.
More Ribot. And there's some bolts and stuff from Dr. Inferno Jr. and Towering Inferno.
Ooh.
More Hazard wedges. One of the weapon teeth from Mobius. And one of the wheel hubcap thingies from Bucktooth Burl. The one piece that didn't get touched from the Cobalt fight from Ghost Raptor. Yay, it
That's
survived.
amazing. Oh.
A little piece of ominous. One of the wings from Dragon Slayer that got annihilated by Uppercut. And Glitch back when it won fights.
It still could win fights this season, just not in the main
Yeah,
competition.
I might win a bounty for Champions fight.
And because Pory can't be the only one with deadlift parts,
I mean,
had
he's not the
Yeah.
only
deadlift
one.
as well.
I've got a few myself.
I will say I am the only one with defender part.
Yeah.
Also Slimo.
Heck yeah. That's
Slimo
super
looks
dope.
beautiful.
Yeah, the Simon one's cool.
The
I love the
Slimo
3D effect.
poker chip is amazing. We got the
Yeah.
Slimo logo on one side and Garden Gnome on the other side.
Garden Gnome is the best. And
It's why
then here is
it's why it's one of my favorite poker chips when I got the Battlebots and so on collection.
there's the really big stuff.
Oh, we got a really base team up on top there.
Yeah, Monsoon.
Monsoon is pretty base too, but the one right behind it
Correct.
though. Oh yeah.
There we go.
The upcoming
The entire
the upcoming champion.
Hopefully.
everything is falling. This is from their I'm pretty sure it's from their fight against Death Row in season 4.
Heck yeah, that's
I love it. And then of course Overhaul with an anime girl drawn on it.
You would.
Then we have an entire Whiplash.
yeah.
Because why not?
Plus Whiplash is dope.
Lifter Whiplash that fought Valkyrie. It actually fought that Valkyrie. I have the matching paint scars.
Was that the Whiplash they used against Bloodsport as well by chance? Or no, different one?
The frame is, but the wedge isn't. The wedge is purely from the Valkyrie fight.
Still awesome.
I love it. Then here we have just an Orby, which also fought the same Valkyrie. Kind of.
I have a part from that fight, just not from that robot. Actually, 2 parts from that fight from the other robot.
If I ever want to switch blades, I also have something that doesn't look like a carrot. But I love the carrot.
The carrot's great.
It's a shame that Doomba it's a shame that Battlebots didn't allow Doomba to bring in the Pikachu blade, or whatever it was called that they talked about at the podcast. Something like that in that ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't want to get sued by Game Freak. It wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, especially since Nintendo started going after people's YouTube videos who use Nintendo music recently, based on the article I saw.
Yeah, they're dumb.
Here we have the actual champ of this year.
I'd be down for a Witch Doctor Championship, to be honest.
Hell yeah. Witch Doctor's probably still the craziest thing I've ever bought.
Oh yeah, that's nuts.
And it has to chill with like Jaeger pretty much on top of it. Then of course we have Disco Inferno. It didn't lose to Chomp. Didn't.
Did not.
True.
Here we have El Diablo, which actually still completely functions after 20 years.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome. Have you driven it around yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. It's not very safe inside my living room.
Oh no, I mean, like you can do it in a parking lot. I wouldn't think you driving your room.
I'll be honest. Since this thing arrived, I haven't touched it at all because things are heavy.
Good to be safe.
Yep.
Talking about safe, then we have Hazard.
Which we know he's not just tried to drive it in there, he's also tried to spin the weapon up. Kidding.
Hey, you spin the weapon up,
Yeah.
get it going. Test it on the walls.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Test it
If you ever
on the
wanted to know how,
test it on the box, the crate of his next heavyweight. It's like
I could.
Scorpio's unboxing a hex bug set whenever Diane gets to open it, where Diane just slices the box in half with a saw. Instead, when Lars gets a crate with a heavyweight, he'll slice it apart with Hazard.
I don't think it's very safe with how the blade looks, but we could try. And to go with Hazard, of course, you have to have the flipper that ended its career.
Oh, yeah.
And chilling all the way in the corner because I literally don't have room for it anywhere else. Reality.
Reality.
With still a big hole inside the drum.
Was that from Sawblaze?
Hypershock.
Hypershock, cool.
Let's see, then we just have a few more parts in here, which is kind of what started my collection. The first piece of Valkyrie, a sprocket from Jackpot,
I have one
some
of those.
Gigabyte stuff again. The Tantrum wheels from back when they were $25.
All the better time.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I think that's like one thing that all three of us have in common. We all got a Tantrum wheel from that.
I have a Jackpot
all
sprocket
back
too.
when it was cheap.
Oh, yep. All of us have a Jackpot sprocket too?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Actually, I have two
And
Jackpot
Bloodsport back
sprockets.
when it actually sold parts. Then we've got some. There's the burn speed controller from Bad Kitty. Some Mad Catter stuff. Fork from Rotator. Small fusion wheel. Actually, that's a Hydra wheel. Wait. Here we go. Piece of Shredderator shell.
Is that from the Riptide fight or different fight?
I wish. It's from the Rotator fight from Bounty Hunters.
Oh, that's awesome.
Half of the site from Bombshell that got destroyed by Tombstone. More Gigabyte wheel. One of the wedgelets from P1. More Gigabyte. X backwards.
Oh, I have one of those.
Then here's a wheel from Cobalt. And a wheel from Endgame, which literally look the same, but one is just slightly bigger. And to finish it off, it's just wheels and hubcaps and things like that.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Extremely big hijinks wheel, axolotl. So that rounds everything up to 164 parts, 10 heavyweights, and an ant weight.
Yeah, that's like 4 times more the number of parts that I have, because I think I have like around 40 something. I didn't actually count up how many parts I have down here, but it's somewhere in that ballpark at least.
I have like 6 parts in one robot.
I mean,
yeah, that one full
one robot
cool,
is already something lots of people can't say.
Yeah, it's something I can't say. Even though
Well,
I do have
let's
some rad
change
stuff.
that.
Yeah. Eventually, I'm not wealthy enough for that right now, so.
I know plenty of teams willing to sell, but ask way too much.
Yeah.
Alright, and of course we can't miss the piece of the Battlebox wall.
Oh, I forgot about that. Heck
with a
yeah.
giant wrench on top of it.
Imagine if you got the piece of Lexan that Tantrum punched a hole through in that Tantrum Tombstone fight.
That would honestly be amazing, but Greg and Trey actually have no clue what is from which fight anymore.
Gotcha.
So honestly, that's kind of the 160 plus things that are in my living room.
Heck
That's
yeah.
rad.
That's a wicked collection you have right there. It's the reason why you're the king of Battlebots Part Collecting. So, uh,
It's honestly crazy how this all happened.
so many
It
parts.
started with a sprocket and a wheel, and now it's this.
So many parts I'd love to own myself, but sadly just don't have the money to try to get any parts, similar parts from other fights. Yeah, Pory's camera's on.
Yeah, we got the tantrum wheel that everyone has.
Woo!
Heck yeah.
And a million games.
The jackpot sprocket everyone has. Uh, axe backwards tooth, isn't that cute?
Yay!
And then the prized one, Lars got me this. It was very cool. It's a Ribot Wedgelet. I think from the Endgame fight. Endgame ripped this off of Ribot, I believe.
Yes.
Which is very cool. I'm very excited to have it.
Heck yeah, that's
And
awesome.
yeah, all my big parts are not here yet because I'm moving. But we have Hannah Montana the movie. The Wii.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
probably a good game. I never
That
played
beats
it, but
everything.
it's a banger.
I'll plan on editing in
Yeah.
a picture that Pory will hopefully send me at some point of each of
Yeah.
those big parts that he's got, and because yeah, he's got a couple big ones that he sadly didn't have here
Mhm.
at the time. So
I got the deadlift. We got deadlift arm. We got Valkyrie disc, and of course Gamma Raptor, which is the pride and joy.
fair. Well, I might as well show off what I got then. So
Let's see your parts, Green. What do you got?
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Now I'm curious as
I'm just
well.
gonna go team by team, and I'm gonna start with Valkyrie because fun fact with Valkyrie, they're the first team I ever got a part from, and that would be this tire right here. I've shown it off in a couple podcasts. We got a crack in the wheel there. That's from their fight with Lockjaw back in 2018. Uh, then we got a couple weapon heads down here from last season. This one was actually in their fight with Hypershock and Champions. Awesome slash right in the top of it right there from Hypershock's disc. And then I also have a front armor piece, also from the Hypershock fight. Quite a few gnarly bites Hypershock got into it. Then we got a couple parts from Valkyrie's fight with Orby. First one being we got a front armor piece from that one. Pretty awesome. Got a couple marks in the front of it. And then we got an entire wheel from Valkyrie and Orby, punctured the rim, and quite a few spots on the back of it and on top and stuff. Really cool parts. So thanks to Valkyrie for sending quite a few of these parts and everything. So let's see what else is there. I'll show off one of my smaller parts at least. This one, tiny bolt from Scorpio's nut bolt. The washer and everything. This is from their fight with Ribot. Quite a few marks and bends right in this bolt. Diane said when she sent me this that this was the gnarliest bolt that they had after the Ribot fight. So small part, but it's quite awesome to have and everything. So move on to the next one. I think this one's pretty cool. What I have here is a piece of extinguisher on an LED light stand right there. Piece of extinguisher's tire. That's from the Valkyrie fight. It even lights up.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what made this part purchase so worth it. The fact that it's hot glued on an LED light stand. On one corner of it, you probably can't tell, but on one side of it, there's the extinguisher logo. On the other side, right down below on the blue side, the Valkyrie logo. And then, yeah. Not to mention, I actually have more extinguisher parts on the way here, because Lars himself actually sold me a few extinguisher pieces, as well as a reality wheel. They sadly haven't arrived yet, but if they do happen to arrive before this video gets released, I'll be sure to edit pictures of that stuff in, at least. Next
Damn
one.
slow shipping.
Yeah. Next one, Pory, Lars, and I all have this in common. 2 jackpot sprockets. I mean, the small one I think was unused. The big one was used in their fights with Lockjaw and Rotator, I believe, from
Yeah,
their
that's what
rookie
mine were
season.
using.
So, and then
Look at this cool guy having 2 instead of 1.
the last one that all 3 of us have in common, Tantrum Wheel, back from their Final Four run a couple seasons ago. Lots of wear to the arena. Probably can't tell, but something that's super cool. Then right down below, P1 Wedgelet right there. Quite a bit of wear on the front of it. This is from their fight with Sidewinder in 2019. Might have been an untelevised fight, but I'm really happy to have it because Sidewinder is an awesome robot, and
I like
yeah,
Sidewinder.
I'm super
Oh
glad to
man,
have gotten
I
a part
miss
from a Sidewinder
Sidewinder.
fight. Yeah, same here. I was wondering what happened because like Sidewinder, it looked like they weren't they originally accepted in the 2020 season at least
Yeah.
before they canceled it due to COVID. And
Yeah, I heard a rumor that they were supposed to come to even the post-COVID 2020 season, but just didn't happen. But I mean, that's a rumor, so take that with a grain of
yeah.
salt.
Next one. This was actually, I believe, the second and the third part I ever owned. You got 2 Chain Spacer plates. These are from Mammoth in the 2019 season. It's unknown what fights they came from, but it's still awesome regardless. And let's see, right down below. Pory will like this one. We got a piece of uppercut. This was their top attachment. I'm not sure what it's called exactly, but like I'll put in a picture of it and point towards it or something. Basically, when uppercut gets inverted, this thing's like their front armor, basically. And that was from their fight with Ribot. Quite a few big bends and gashes and this thing, just showing how effective Ribot's horizontal spinner really is. And I think that was only
Oh
from
yeah, okay.
2 or 3 big hits too, nonetheless. So it's kind of the part that showed me that even if Ribot's undercutter might be like small from that season, like that thing still packs heck of a punch.
Yeah.
Next one. Pretty much just a bunch of nuts and bolts that I got in Kraken's Easter egg stuff. Quite a bit of it's from their fight with Copperhead in this season, and others of it from I think all season round or something. Basically, it just mentioned that it's from World Championship 7, making me think it's probably from all fights. But super cool stuff. Waiachi stuff. 2 wheels from Hydra, both from the Tantrum fight, the recent showdown at least. Not too much damage at least done to them, probably done by the arena, but still awesome regardless. I've wanted to own a Waiachi part for a while because Waiachi has come with some crazy entertaining robots, so awesome stuff to have.
Often.
And then another robot Pory likes, Deadlift. We got one of my 2 parts from them. This is one of the wedges they used in the fight with Blacksmith. Got a giant slash through the top of it from Blacksmith's power hammer. And even though this is like more like plastic, type of plastic type armor, like still incredible damage that we got from that fight. And yeah, hopefully we see Deadlift return so we can see Jackpot beat them again. Damn, didn't get a reaction from
No.
Pory.
Well, because it wouldn't happen. Why would I react to something that's not
Speaking
true?
of Jackpot, we got a side armor piece from that round 2 performance with Jackpot. Quite a few big slashes right in there from the vertical spinner. Yeah, this is thick armor right there. Like this is incredible stuff right here, and quite heavy as well. I think it's probably the second heaviest part of the bunch that I own. Then next up, we got a part of Witch Doctor. This is actually from their runner-up fight with Bite Force. This I actually got from another part collector, and yeah, this is an awesome piece right here. We got a bite in the front of it that Bite Force took out of it. A few busted welds in the back of it, and this is overall like a really neat part to have. So.
And we almost fought over that on eBay.
Oh yeah. Imagine if Lars ended up outbidding me at the last second. I honestly would have been so sad. Alright, 3 teams left. Next one, Horizon. I got a couple things to show off here. Horizon, I have not one, but both halves of their top armor that they used against Shatter. Yeah, the other half. Yeah, it's incredible how well Horizon held up to the punishment of Shatter's hammer right there. Because, like, only once did they penetrate this rubber right here. We got that one tiny mark. You probably can't see it that well, but
Yeah, I
kind
can
of
see
pointing at
it.
it. But I kind of wonder how many more teams are going to choose to use something like this against like a hammer bot like Shatter after how well it held up like how well it held up for Horizon, which is incredible stuff right there. Which that's Tegris, a layer of Tegris and a layer of rubber. So yeah, I was honored to it was like Shatter, like no, Horizon like literally topped my expectations for this season after that fight, because I was hoping to see at least one fight where we got to see Horizon work. And it didn't just work in that fight; it won the fight too. And yeah, and then getting those 4 parts, as well as getting to talk with Alex Price on the podcast about it, was an incredible moment. So anyway, let's move on to Raptor. Yeah. Yeah, we got
Oh
5
boy,
bits of Ghost Raptor. These actually got off the Malice site, basically. We got a couple armor pieces. We got a pulley, weapon shaft, I believe. Lots of fun stuff. Then we have Gamma Raptor's side armor piece.
Ooh.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't think Chuck was able to pick. I don't think Chuck knows which fight it was from, but it's still awesome to have such a big piece of Gamma Raptor. And now, Pory, you ready for the big reveal? Because we're gonna show
Here
off a
it
big
is.
one.
Best part in the collection.
Recognize this, Pory?
No, I don't. What is it?
Yes, you do.
Oh, you got the de-icer in. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's
Literally last
up.
week, Chuck sent me the de-icer. I wish I had kind of a better view. I'll back up a little bit, but
That's awesome.
yeah, this is one of my most legendary parts that I've got here, because this is basically, if you haven't seen the 2015 season, this is the de-icer that Ghost Raptor used to pull off a major upset and win the fight with Ice Wave that season. And yeah, Chuck sent it to me last week, and very happy to have it. Obviously, there's a lot of rust and corrosion on it, just because there's a lot of wear to it, and the fact that Chuck said it's been sitting outside for quite a bit. But this is still like a legendary part to have, and nice to see the Ghost Raptor sign is for the most part painted on it. But yeah, this is so cool of a part to have, and
That's awesome.
yeah,
I am jealous of that.
yeah, probably one of, if not the best parts that I've acquired. So, all right, last team, and not the least, we got Malice.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we got Long Bolt, which this was from their fight with Scorpios last season. We got Tiny Bolt. This one's from the fight with Ribot last season. We got a Weapon Tooth that's in a display frame. That's also from the fight with Ribot. And then following that, 3 E-Tech covers. One from their rookie season, sadly unused, but still an awesome part to have regardless. One from last season, also unused. One from this season, the lightest of the 3. This one was used in a fight, but Bunny was unsure what fight it was used in. So, and now the last one. So, yeah, I've been hyping up a little bit that there's something in a wooden box that I've been holding out on. Although I think Bunny revealed it in a couple Facebook posts. But here's the last one. Let's reveal what was inside that box. Here we are. So if you don't know what that is Purple Pain, one of the spinners Malice used from their first season at Battlebots. Basically, it was their lighter spinner that they used against Shatter and Huge. Used as their lighter spinners, that way they could have extra armor for overhead attackers. Definitely my most expensive purchase, but very much worth every penny in my opinion, because this is such an awesome part, and Malice is one of my favorite robots in Battlebots, and such a big honor to have such an awesome piece like this added to my Battlebots Parts Collection. So yeah, I think that probably about covers it. So yeah. So anything else really to talk about here, Lars or Pory? So I think that's probably it for me.
No. It's cool.
Well,
What do you think, Pory, about the
that's quite
surprise
an
that I've been
impressive collection you got there.
Oh yeah, same to you. Well, you have full robots, so Pory also has a full robot, but
You have a full robot. I wish you could show it off.
But you don't always have to have a full robot to have an awesome collection. Like, even if you have, like, 1 or 2 parts, you still have an awesome collection, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pory, what do you think about the surprise I was holding out on from you?
I knew you were getting that. What's this?
Get a better surprise.
I was literally on the podcast with you where he said he was going to give it to you. I mean, it was going to come eventually.
But yeah, it's still awesome, and super honored to have so many of these parts. Like, huge shout out to all the teams who sent parts to myself. I'm sure Lars and Pory would definitely say the same for the parts that they've acquired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolute honor to
For
have
sure, it's
quite
been
a
a
few.
crazy journey.
Oh yeah, it's an absolute honor to have so many awesome parts, so many used pieces from quite a few of the most entertaining fights that we've seen at BattleBots. So, yeah. So
The big question now is, of course, what robot do I buy next?
ooh, that's a good question.
You buy me double. Oh, okay. I gave you a suggestion, but it was like a really shitposty one that I don't remember what it was. So there's like a bunch of them.
I gotta think about this one.
You gotta buy a Conquering Clown.
Oh hell yeah!
Ooh, that'd be dope. You should try to get Buddy
I mean-
Lee, like baby dolls included.
I was really hoping for something like Buddy Lee, please don't play on the streets.
Or imagine if you got one of the original Rexes.
I've tried, but that's not happening.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
Damn.
Let's see, what's another full robot that I think would be funny for you to get?
A Walden Overlord.
Let's see. There was one other I was thinking of, but I lost it. Who was it?
Find Mammoth and try to squeeze in your living room.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Yeah.
Not a chance in the world that would fit. It would be funny to watch me struggle trying to get it inside and just give up.
You go viral, just try to get Mammoth into your house. Like,
oh yeah, literally, like Lars starts his YouTube channel, and then basically his first video he posts, it's a video featuring him and maybe 1 or 2 friends or neighbors trying to push Mammoth into his living room or something. So
just get through the door.
Yeah, literally, like.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna buy next, but let's just say I have a few really cool options, hoping it works out with like the costs and everything. And then earlier today, I got offered something really cool as well, which I'm obviously not gonna reveal for the audience yet.
That's fine. But Yeah.
But I'll gladly tell you if you stop recording.
Sure.
Oh, you should tell me.
Yep. Well, anyway, that'll probably do it for this video. So thanks for watching our parts showcase video. Hopefully you enjoyed checking out lots of the awesome stuff that all three of us have in our Battlebots Parts Collection. And if you wish to start a collection of your own, I'll leave a link to as many team sites or eBay links I can find, because yeah, some teams have some pretty quality stuff up for sale that I think would be pretty worthwhile and a pretty good
Buy
start
Valkyrie parts.
Yeah, Valkyrie does have quite a few parts up for sale, and buy now parts as well.
I think
up on
Diet
eBay.
Dr. Teeth is still up.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's like really cheap. I think it's like under 200 at this point.
It's at 180 right now.
So yeah, there's an option right there if you want to buy a big part like a weapon right there. So
it's enormous.
Yeah, you got an enormous undercutter right there. That's an option. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.